Hi Taurus, and welcome to your mid-month reading. This is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or their Venus in the sign of Taurus. However, if you were just curious and clicked on this video, or you are cross-watching, there's a message in here for you, and I hope you hear what you need. Let's get into your reading, because my camera is dying. I can't really ramble like I want to. But coming into the mid-month, the signifying energy that you guys are feeling, you have the Three of Pentacles. The cruise that hounds you, however, is the Six of Pentacles. What is real about the situation? You have the Five of Wands. What is wrong about the situation? You have the Five of Swords. Where you need more information, you have the High Priestess, reverse. And by the end of the month, where you will find yourself or what you need to do to overcome any conflicting energies, you have the Judgment card. And sorry if it's not focused. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Star card as some of the main energies. But key players, we have Aquarius, of course, from the Star card. We have Scorpio with the Judgment. We have Pisces and or Cancer, just depending on like what you resonate with more energetically with the High Priestess card. And then, of course, we have a little bit of fire. Really, everybody's here, the whole gang. Fire in the Five of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, air signs with the Five of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius again. And then a lot of earth energy at the top, you guys, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But really overlying message is quantity is not better than quality. And I feel like you guys, not to drag your sign, but you guys are the worst as far as remaining loyal or deciding to settle down, because you guys feel like you are the pick of the litter. You're not going to just settle down with any old Joe Schmo. You want somebody that really has that bag, you know, is a businessman. If you're a woman watching this video, you want somebody that is very good with money, and or that just aesthetically does what they need to do for you as far as the looks that you want your man to have. Just they have to be a 10 across the board, and if you feel like you don't have that, you will keep looking, you know what I mean? Especially the men, like Taurus men, you guys, I mean, like if you're in love, you won't, especially if you come from a good familial background. But if you don't feel like you have love in your relationship, then that is when your eyes start to wander, and you kind of like when you have people throw themselves at you, because women naturally do that for some reason. And so I feel like up here you guys are like caught in the midst as far as wanting to weigh your options out. You know, you're in the streets, you're having a good time, you're getting along well with people, communications are good, it's at its height, you know, it's at its peak, you're utilizing the energy to your advantage. But I mean, I do want you to be careful here with this Six of Pentacles, because I feel like that is what crosses you at this time. The six corresponds to your sixth house, which naturally is Virgo's ruling house, and Virgo's ruled also by Mercury, which is in the Three of Pentacles, and is also like Gemini's ruling planet, right? And Gemini rules the third house. So a lot of communication, a lot of knowledge coming in, lower level intellect though. It's not really understanding. You have the knowledge, but there is not that full integration yet as far as understanding is concerned. So if you're doing more research, that's where you're at coming into the mid-month, right? You're getting there. But back to the Six of Pentacles, the six being the sixth house, I feel like because it deals with quality over quantity, you guys are really struggling with that this month, in matters of relations and relating to people and getting into relationships with people, like romantic especially. And so that is what's real about this situation. The fifth house is in shambles, because you just want to be flirtatious and you want to have a good time. But if you are especially a man watching this video and you have very heavy or very strong Taurus placements, then you are making enemies out of the women in your life, because they feel like they have to compete for your time and attention, although that's not necessarily what you wanted. And it's like you didn't make them do that, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not my fault type of thing. We get that it's not your fault, but what's wrong here is that at some point you do have to admit your part in it. You know, you have to take some accountability. You have to be a little bit responsible. You have to know what your limitations are and how far you can go as far as crossing the line with people and what other people's boundaries are. You also have to understand your own. You have 2 5s here, which talks about very rapid changes and needing to learn how to be more adaptable to different circumstances that come into your life in the way that they cause you to grow up or to let go of whatever it is that you have to let go of. So just be very careful this month that you're not hoarding or holding on to things that aren't going to serve you for where God or the universe is trying to take you next, right? If you have tried to pray or do new moon manifestations, if you are new to like esoteric knowledge or the occult and or white black magic, if you want to go there, then you may have said something and are either going to have to put like tape over your mouth, or just be very careful about the things that you're manifesting into your life, because I feel like it has come, but it has come to a head. Like you're kicking yourself in the ass, or you have to put your foot in your mouth type of thing here with this 5 of Swords energy, because you spoke a little too soon or you did a little too much and you can't take it back now. Like it's kind of like a what's done is done. You know what you have to do next now to get yourself out of a situation. So only you personally know what's going on unless you book a personal reading with me, and then I can kind of figure out who this energy belongs to. But at the very least, by the end of the month, what you need to know and where you will find yourself is like what's done in the dark will come to the light, especially. And that is what I'm getting so heavy with these 2 cards. What's done in the dark will come to the light. You cannot get away with what you've been trying to do behind the scenes, or how underhanded you have been trying to be to get what you want out of life. If this isn't even about romantic partnership and this is something that you want to do as far as like your creative work or what you're doing in the workplace or the fun that you were trying to have in work, you know what I'm saying? There are limitations to that too. You have to wear different masks no matter how much you might not like that truth. It's like you can't just run amok in a corporate building because you don't own that building. And even if you were to be a business owner, you wouldn't want somebody else disrespecting your craft or what you feel like you are passionate about. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't been taking things too seriously, you've been a little bit inconsiderate here with this 5 of Wands energy, either in the workplace or to a romantic partner or even to yourself, right? With neglecting yourself and your desires and how you can better handle the things that you want and knowing how to have that self-control, then yeah, you're definitely going to have to face the man by the end of October. This is something that the universe can do, if not it being an actual person that manifests in your life. For some of you guys though, I feel like you got caught up in a situation where you were weighing options and it didn't work out to your benefit. Like you weren't granted the pardon that you wanted here, with this being the cruise of what hounds you. This is kind of like an obstacle. Then you now understand how wrong it was for you to do what you did. Okay. And you now know like what you can or you can't do. What's wrong about the situation is that you went too far again, because I do believe that the 5 of Swords corresponds to Saturn or Uranus. I can't remember, but if it's Uranus, it's all about like rebellion. Saturn is all about like contraction and not dealing with excess, right? Not having more than what you need to have. Okay, cutting away or trimming the fat. That's what you can say that this is. But it can also be a card about rebellion, naturally wanting to rebel. But what's wrong about the situation is you can't always rebel. Maybe in something that you're doing individually for yourself, if it causes harm to yourself, then so be it. You know, you can handle it. But to do it to somebody else is kind of where the universe will step in, or will send somebody to like have you pay what you owe as far as karma is concerned. But if not, this can be somebody that is trying to make a resurgence by the end of the month. I was going to say the end of your life, but damn, like depending on how old you are, that you have a ways to go. But this can be you even that needs to, you know, make amends and apologize and send some healing energy to somebody that you have done wrong here with the Ten of Swords. That talks about also great losses more than it does the midheaven, which talks about like your career and things of that aspect, and things that you feel like you are passionate about when it comes to career. If you feel like you kind of lost your way with what you're doing or what you feel like you should be doing, the bigger purpose that you're supposed to have for life or that everybody is supposed to have, and you haven't found yours yet, then you're going to be doing a little bit more soul searching and a little bit more healing coming into the end of the month, okay? Things that can come back around if it's not a person then might be some creative hobbies, some latent occult abilities that you were unaware of before. That might be what you come to learn, that you have more psychic abilities than you give yourself credit for, that you're clairaudient, you have telepathy, or at the very least you're very empathetic. You might have, what is that one, what is it called, where you can see colors, synesthesia and stuff. And so like you'd be surprised what you can do with that type of ability, how well you would do it like as a chef. You know, it's just like little things like that, little things that you learn about yourself when you take the time to sit alone and really reconnect with what it is that you like to do or what you really love to do as a child, you know. So you might be going back to that because Persephone, you know, she wasn't like an adult when she got abducted, but yeah, that might be what is coming up and coming out. And so that kind of transcends or helps you transition into the next phase of your life. I don't foresee work really being bad. I just think that what's real about the situation is like now you're learning the importance of competition. Did I even say that right? The importance of competition in the workplace, why it is necessary, because it really just, it should amp you up if done right instead of creating envy, right? When you look to see what other people are doing, it should serve as inspiration to see how much harder you can go or to see what is possible for you too if you were to just strive and work long enough or hard enough also for the things that you want in life, that there is more than enough room for everybody. If you come from a lack mentality, you're never going to really meet your goals. You're only going to ever see a certain amount in your bank account. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to ever see certain results when it comes to your own capabilities to grow as a person if you don't feel like you are smart enough or driven enough or motivated enough to do it or to be it or to see it and or realize it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of you guys are really going to have a hard talk with yourself, and that's something that you don't want to face. That's not something that you necessarily want to do, but you have to get to the next phase, to get to the 6, which gets you to the 8, which brings you to the 9 of Pentacles, and that is where you will find yourself being a self-actualized individual. You know what I'm saying? That's where you will find luck. That's where you will find higher learning, or the ability, again, if I didn't mention at the beginning, for you to take the lower level learning that is in the 3 of Pentacles, and the knowledge that you have with the things that you might be reading up on, to full understanding and how to implement again that knowledge to work to your benefit for the things that you want, so that more people are attracted to what you say. You become more of a magnet to opportunities in your life. That is what happens so long as you're doing the work that you need to and admitting your faults and your wrongdoings in this. But again, at the end of the day, what's done in the dark will come to the light. So if you've been exercising options and thinking that you can get away with it, is pay the piper a term? Because if so, you're gonna have to pay him. And he's not asking for no small change. You know what I'm saying, with the 6 of Pentacles that's here. So that's what's coming through as far as your chakras are concerned. Your root chakra is here and underactive. Your heart chakra is underactive. Your solar plexus is underactive. But above all else, you know, heed your own intuition. So just make sure your third eye and crown are in alignment, you guys. If this resonated, definitely give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more as well. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so now. Just hit me up in the email that's in the description box below and we can go from there. All right? Take care, okay?